So I was going to start getting ready now. I was going to paint my nails a nice little blue sort of colour there. But of course the cat has decided it's time to sit on my lap, or more awkwardly a little bit on my legs. She sort of doesn't quite sit on one's lap but on one's legs. So you may be here a little while longer because, you know, I would be one to disturb the little cat. And we also do actually have quite a lot of time. The event isn't until, I believe, 2 o'clock or something like that, and I'm a bit of an early riser. I get up at about 5:30 in the morning a lot of the time, so even on a day where I don't need to get up early, my body clock will tell me to, so we actually have a lot of bit more time. So it looks like the cat will get some pets before we get ready. Hello, so today is the ILD winter meetup, and today I'm wearing a chi lolita sort of thing. Although, is it han lolita, as I believe chi lolita, although we generally say it's based off of Chinese elements, the chi I believe comes from qi bao, which is a completely different garment to what I'm wearing, which is more of a fantasy sort of hanfu type thing. So is it han lolita? Anyway, I'm going to the Winter ILD meetup, and it's going to be a little sit-down meal, Christmassy winter sort of theme. And unfortunately, there were train strikes again, because of course there are train strikes on the day someone tries to host a meetup. So for all I know, it could just be me and the host today, although I do think there are a couple more people coming, so it shouldn't be too bad. And I'm someone who sort of does quite well with small groups. I'm more on the introverted side. It's probably quite obvious, perhaps from just my manner. So it shouldn't be too bad for me. So I'm just going to go and see how things are. The most important thing really is to just get out there and speak to people and speak to people about fun, frilly, related type things, as sometimes it's quite easy to get lonely and things like that, and it's just nice to see people and talk to them and be social, as much as I don't always enjoy doing that. So let's go! So it's the next day and I'm just here chilling. I'll sort of reflect upon the day. So of course, as it was Britain, it was just chucking it down with rain. It was absolutely raining. Our normal, typical horrible day. It actually had snowed the day before a little bit. It was a bit icy, but the rain had very much sort of melted that all away. And I bundled myself into the taxi and I got myself to the meeting place, as of course there were train strikes, and it being a Sunday, the bus service where I live is absolutely what I call awful. So I just had to sort of spend the extra money, save up a bit, back there I suppose, and just get the taxi and yes, so I did all that and I got there in time, thankfully. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it wasn't that bad, but our actual host was a bit late, and that was because the traffic was absolutely awful. It's very much one of those days, but everything was fine. We actually managed to get to the venue and get to our booking well within the time, as our host is a very organised person and does she plans for these things anyway, so that was all fine. And then when we got there, we just had to get to our reservation and sit and wait and talk and do all of that. The ride was fine. We did a bus ride to the venue and that was fine. Someone actually complimented our outfits on the bus. It was quite pleasant. And if I didn't mention, there were 5 people, so it was quite small, again, because of those pesky train strikes, unfortunately. But I quite liked that, as I'm an introverted person, so I actually quite benefited from this small group. And we got in, we sat down, the venue was nice, and we waited for quite a while, but I'm not too fussed, kitchens can be busy, things can be going on, and we're a fairly big group, and so I'm not too fussed. I was okay with the waiting. And we eventually got our food. It was quite nice, and I was pleasantly surprised, because I have dietary requirements, and going out to eat when you have dietary requirements is a bit hit or miss, and a lot of times it's a miss, and it isn't the most fun experience, and it can sort of dampen the mood a little bit, but not too much. It's not the worst at the end of the day, but it can sort of dampen the mood a bit, like, So I was pleasantly surprised. My favourite things were these sort of fruit compote things that I got, as I'm a fruity person, but they also had cheesecakes and they also had chocolate cakes and they had scones or scones. You can decide on the best pronunciation in the comments below if you want. And they had these sort of jams and creams. Was it a chutney? Might have been a chutney. The jam chutney thing was so lovely. It was a sort of Christmas themed one because it was all cinnamony. It was a bit like the filling of a mince pie. I actually quite enjoyed that. So that was great. The tea itself was fine. I feel if you mess up tea horribly, it's almost like committing treason here in the UK, so of course the tea was fine. It was mainly sort of your breakfast teas, your black tea sort of tea. There was only one green tea and one fruity tea and one peppermint tea, and those tend to be my favourites. So of course I would have liked a little bit more selection, but I did enjoy the tea that they had, so that was good. And I had a good time. Again, I benefited from the sort of small group, and we just really got along because we're all friends anyway, and we just talked and were silly. And after the food, we just went and took many silly photos. As don't be fooled by my silly voice. I'm not a sort of proper person. Well, sometimes I am, but I can be silly when need be. I can be a silly person, and we took many photos, some sort of cute and some silly. We just had a good time just hanging about and being silly. How many times have I said silly in the last minute? And it's something I really enjoyed. I really benefited from just seeing my friends, and I haven't seen them in so long, and it's just been nice to see them, and it's really helped my mood and mental state. It's been nice just to go on tangents about whatever you want, really, to friends and just people who understand even your sort of weirdness that you have about you. And it's just been nice just to hang out with people, and it's something I really hope I can do more often. I can do soon. It can be difficult as we all have our own busy lives and schedules, but I am really thankful I was able to go to this event despite the train strikes, and hopefully I can go to more. And I'd like to know what you were doing in this ILD. Did you do anything? Did you not bloody anything? Did you do something by yourself? Did you go to an event? Maybe you have more bigger and bombastic events where you are. Who knows? As events tend to be bigger in other places, especially like America. It's quite small here. So I'm interested in knowing what you're doing because I'm nosy. So yeah. And with that, I had an okay time. I hope you're having an okay time. If you're not, I hope things will get a bit better, or at least me being silly has made it slightly more entertaining for like the 2 or so minutes this video is going to be running for. So with that, go and have fun with fashion, and bye!